The Second Coming by Reddit user Winner Mike. I joined hell on a Tuesday, which is bloodletting day, which at that time was considered the worst day of the week. It was challenging, I'll admit, but every new beginning requires some extra effort. I did not cry or beg, which even some of the 10,000-year plusers would still do. At events and courses, I started networking and discovered that there were many career paths one could take in this organization. I began volunteering, joined various guilds, and started organizing penathons. The higher-ups took note, and soon I started climbing the organization ladder. There I met the usual politics, which I had spent a lifetime mastering. After just a couple of decades, I had worked my way up to Chief Operational Officer. At this point, I was excused from the torture, but I still kept doing it because I had a hands-on management style. Under my leadership, we made enormous progress on our KPIs, specifically focusing on an increase in PHI, pain hours per individual, and a significant decrease in tolerance buildup. Even though my area of responsibility was thriving, I felt that our CEO was phoning it in, no longer committed to the organization's values or working to expand our influence. At this point, I had gotten close to the board of directors, and with their blessing and the support of some of the other senior executives, I organized a hostile takeover from within. Now, my work can truly begin. We are coming for your kind, with a renewed sense of urgency. Satan will return because I am he, and this is the beginning of my reign. The Horse by Reddit user WTFI5this, or in other words, WTF is this. As I drove down Route 34 in New York, I listened to the radio. I remember, "Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High" was playing on my favorite station. I hummed to the instrumental as I maintained a consistent 60 miles per hour. When I reached the straightaway, I took a look in my mirror to see a lack of people on the highway. Strange, I thought, but continued to drive down the route. It was past 10 p.m. and very dark out, but I still had close to an hour on the road. I had recently filled up on gas at a stop, so I wasn't worried about stopping anytime soon. That was until I reached the stoplight. As I sat at the red light, I contemplated just going, as literally nobody was around. The light seemed to take forever, nearing 10 minutes without switching, or without another car showing up. Just as I began to question if the light was broken, I heard a weird noise. It wasn't a vehicle, not was it a person, but like an animal. I looked to my right to see a horse. It was completely black and draped in various black cloths. I felt a chill go down my spine and I panicked. I hit the gas and sped forward. But as I sped forward, the horse began to run with my car. I was pushing 70 and this horse kept up. Here comes 90. The horse is going faster. I've hit 120, the fastest my car can go. The horse gets way in front of me and stops in the road. I felt my body fly through the glass as the horse made contact with the car. My eyes were mostly blinded and my body smeared on the asphalt. As I take one last look up at the horse, I see it's not alone. A man in a black robe sits on top of it holding a scythe. He dismounted and began walking towards me. What could I do but watch? As I stared at the man's fleshless grin, he winded up a swing and plunged the scythe into my body. Nothing but darkness for an hour, when suddenly, I stand up to see where I had just died. There were cop cars everywhere, and they had tape surrounding where I was standing. As I went to ask one of the cops the question, he didn't respond. I tapped his shoulder to get his attention, and he collapsed on the floor, lifeless. I took a look at his lifeless body while his fellow officers gathered around. Then I stared at my hand. Where was my skin? Why was it just bones and robe? Where did this scythe come from? I look around to see a black horse in the distance. And so I began my walk to my steed.